You don't need to be glued to your phone 24/7, and you don't need a huge marketing team to get this done. And you don't need to burn yourself out trying to be everywhere all at once. You need a plan, you need a rhythm, and you need a system that works with your life and not against it. I'm Sylvia Garibaldi, founder and CEO of a well-established marketing training and done-for-you services company, tailored specifically for the modern legal and financial professional worldwide. While it's taken some trial and error to figure out which methods get the best results for professionals who are looking to grow their practices, fast forward to today, my team and I have nailed down and perfected a process that has helped so many of our clients consistently achieve outstanding results and create a legacy for their practices. I created the Serve First, Sell Later marketing podcast to give you simple, actionable, non-salesy, and results-driven marketing to grow your legal or financial practice like so many of our clients have. If you're a lawyer, mediator, financial, or divorce professional who is looking to become highly visible and wants to create a practice that makes an impact, then you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 74 of the Serve First, Sell Later marketing podcast. I'm your host, Sylvia Garibaldi. So I want to ask you something. When was the last time you looked at your calendar and thought, wow, I have so much free time? Probably not likely. If you're a legal or mediation professional, you know what it's like to have every single minute accounted for. You're in back-to-back meetings, your phone is buzzing, and your to-do list is a mile long. And you're putting out fires, maybe you're answering urgent emails and fighting to keep your head above water. And somewhere, buried under all of that, is that little voice whispering, you should really be marketing your practice. But who has time for that? Let's be real, marketing always seems to fall to the bottom of the pile. And quite honestly, I can't blame you for that because your clients come first, your cases come first, and marketing, it feels like a luxury that you simply just can't afford. But what if I told you that there is an easier way? What if you could build a powerful, consistent presence online without sacrificing your evenings, your weekends, or even your sanity? And so today, I'm going to be showing you how to do that. And I'm going to be talking about a secret weapon of busy professionals everywhere. And that's simply batching and automation. And I'm going to really simplify these two processes so that you can start implementing it into your practice right away. And in this episode, you're going to learn how to take control of your marketing, how to streamline your efforts, and really reclaim your time without letting anything slip through the cracks. So here's what's coming up. I'm going to be talking about what batching really is and why it can be a total game changer, which marketing tasks you can automate right now, and the best tools to make it all happen. And of course, I'm going to be adding in a simple weekly workflow, so you want to stick around for that one. No matter how busy you are, you'll have a little bit of a process or a schedule that you can use. So let's dive in. All right, so let's talk about what batching involves and what is batching. Is it just another business buzzword? No, not at all, because batching is actually one of the simplest, most effective strategies you can use to get more done in less time, especially when it comes to marketing. So what is batching? So I want you to think of batching as grouping similar tasks together and tackling them all at once instead of spreading them out and doing them piecemeal throughout the week. So to give you a quick analogy, it's like meal prepping for your business. So instead of cooking every single night, you make a big batch of meals on Sunday and you're set for the week. Easy, right? So here's why batching can be so important for marketing. First off, it cuts down on what's called context switching. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this terminology. So that's the mental whiplash that you get when you jump from answering client emails to maybe drafting a blog post, to returning a phone call, and then back to a client case. Okay? Every time you switch gears, our brains have to refocus, and that burns a ton of energy. So when you batch, you basically stay in one lane. You get into a groove and you're not constantly stopping and starting, which means you get more done and you feel way less exhausted by the end of it. So batching also creates momentum because when you spend a focused hour, maybe just writing social media posts, for example, you'll find that the ideas start to flow and you can knock out a week's worth of content in just one sitting. So what this does is this kind of deep focus just isn't possible when you're squeezing marketing tasks into random 5-minute windows between meetings. And maybe best of all, batching makes marketing feel less overwhelming. And we know how sometimes it can feel quite overwhelming. So instead of thinking, oh, I have to do marketing every single day, you can say, hey, I've got just one block of time set aside, and then I'm done for the week. And let me tell you, this is a total mindset shift. Okay. So let me give you examples of how you can start doing this. So what types of marketing tasks are perfect for batching? So you're probably asking yourself, yeah, which of these marketing tasks can I start batching? So let's start with content creation. And this is a big one. So you want to set a couple of hours to write all your social media posts for the week. Or you're going to draft outlines for a couple of blog posts. Or if you're doing video, maybe you're going to record a few short clips back to back when you're in the zone. So for example, if you are including videos in your marketing, then you're going to get all your filming done in a couple of hours or every week at the same time and just getting it all done. So maybe you film 2 or 3 segments. Whatever it is, it's all being done at one time. Okay, I hope this is making sense. Social media scheduling, instead of posting every day, plan and schedule your posts for the whole week, right? Or even for the whole month in one go. There are so many great tools to help you with this, and I'm going to be touching on those shortly. Engagement. So block out a specific time, maybe twice a week, just to respond to comments, answering messages, and interact with your online community. That way, you're not constantly distracted by notifications. So what I like to do is my team and I will go in and we'll create engagement. We do this daily. And if you wanted to do this daily as well, it doesn't need to take a lot of time. It could be like 15 minutes a day. Maybe you do it at the end of the day. Okay? Research. Now, you need to do some keyword research, or maybe you need to check out what your competitors are up to. Batch it, right? Set a timer, dive deep, and then check it off your list. Maybe this is something that you do at the end of the day on Fridays. Set some time aside for it, and then commit your time to batching. And when you batch these tasks, you're not just saving time, you're actually making marketing something that you can look forward to instead of something that you dread. Okay, I hope you can relate to that. So if you've ever felt scattered or overwhelmed about marketing, batching can really be a game changer and it can become your best friend in marketing. So trust me, once you try it, you'll never want to go back. Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest game changers for busy professionals, and that is automation. So if batching is your secret weapon for getting more done in less time, automation becomes your personal assistant that works 24/7, no coffee breaks required. So let's understand what the real goal of automation is. So I think it's really about taking those repetitive, time-consuming tasks off your plate so you can focus on the things that actually move your practice forward, like serving your clients, maybe building those relationships, and yes, even finding time to just maybe relax and breathe a bit. So automation really keeps your marketing consistent. This is why it can be a game changer. Consistency is the key in marketing, and you've heard me say that over and over again. So you never have to worry about really falling off the radar when life gets hectic. So what can you actually automate? And so I want to break this down into more impactful areas. So let's talk about social media. So posting to social media every single day can be a recipe for burnout. That's where scheduling tools come in. And so there are so many platforms to choose from, such as Buffer, Hootsuite, Later, and then there are also built-in schedulers on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. And so they let you load up a week, even a month's worth of posts in one sitting. Okay. But here is the beauty. You can mix and match your content. You could share a tip on Monday, a client testimonial on Wednesday, and a helpful article on Friday, all scheduled in advance, right? And that's going to be the key, is doing the scheduling in advance. And these tools let you post to multiple platforms at once, so you're not copying and pasting the same thing over and over. And some of these tools will even analyze your audience and suggest the best times to post so that you get maximum reach with minimal effort. And if you've got evergreen content, these posts are always relevant. You can set them to recycle automatically, keeping your feed active without having to reinvent the wheel. So let's talk about the power of your inbox. Building an email list is still one of the smartest things you can do for your practice. It's like your direct line to people who actually want to hear from you, okay? So there are platforms like MailChimp, Constant Contact, Kit, which is formerly called ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, that's another one. And you can create what's called a lead magnet, something valuable that you offer in exchange for someone else's email address. Maybe it's a checklist. Maybe it's a short guide or a free consultation, okay? Lead magnets are really powerful. So once someone joins your list, automation takes over, right? You can set up a welcome sequence series of emails that introduce you. You can share helpful resources and build trust, all sent automatically, right? That's what automation does. And it doesn't stop there, because you can schedule regular newsletters, you can nurture campaigns, you can even find reminders for past clients to check in, right? All without lifting a finger after the initial setup. And I think the best part is you can even segment your list so the right people get the right messages at the right time, making your communication feel personal, even though it's automated. Now, I know what you could be thinking. Can I automate my replies and comments too? So I want to get really honest with you about this one. These tools that you can use to automate your replies and comments, that can monitor your accounts and send you instant alerts when someone mentions you or leaves a comment, this helps you stay on top of engagement without being glued to your phone all day. But, and this is important, don't hand over all of your interactions to a robot, okay? People can spot a canned, generic reply from a mile away, and nothing turns off a potential client faster. So use automation to monitor and organize your messages, but always jump in personally when it's time to respond, because authenticity really matters. So to sum it up, automation isn't about removing the human touch. It's about taking the busy work off your plate so that you can focus on the things that only you can do. So you set it up once, and your marketing keeps working in the background, helping you stay visible, building trust, and growing your practice even on those busiest days. By the way, if you're finding this episode valuable, I've covered related topics in past episodes that can help deepen your understanding. So please be sure to check out those episodes. I'm going to drop the links in the show notes so you can easily find them.
Let's take a quick break.
Hey there. If you're a lawyer, mediator, or divorce professional, please listen up. Being great at your craft, that's really just the baseline. But if no one sees you, no one can actually hire you. So that's why on May 14th, I'm hosting a focused online workshop just for you. What you're going to learn is how to build a brand people remember, how to attract the right clients without actually chasing them, how to become the go-to expert in your area, and how to market smart even when things get tough. No fluff, just high-impact strategies that actually work. So come join a room full of professionals just like you. We get a great show up every single time. People that are sharing insights, ideas, and what's actually working right now. 100% free to attend, but yes, spots are limited. So if you're ready to be seen, take action, and grow, lock in your spot right now. Link for registration can be found in the show notes. See you there. Okay, so let's put all these ideas together and build a real-life marketing flow, one that you can actually stick to even on your busiest days. And here's the best part. You can do all of this under 5 hours a week. Okay, so let's break this down step by step. So you're going to set aside 1 hour at the start of your week, maybe Monday morning, maybe Sunday evening, whatever fits your schedule. And this is your time to plan for the following week. Think about what blog posts you want to tackle, what social media themes make sense, and what's happening in your world that you could share. So you're going to jot down a few ideas, rough out an outline for a blog post, or maybe sketch out your social media topics. But this hour is just all about getting organized and setting yourself up for the following week in terms of social media. No pressure to write out full posts yet. Just brainstorm and outline. Okay? Then you're going to block off 2 hours, maybe all at once, and split it into 2 sessions or whatever works for you. This is your heads down, get it done time. Okay? So you're going to batch all your social media posts for the week. You're going to write a blog post. You're going to tackle a section or even the whole thing if you're in the zone. Okay? You're making short videos. You're recording a couple of back-to-backs. Whatever it is, you're going to keep those 2 hours just for content creation. And the goal here isn't perfection. It's just momentum. Just get your ideas out and you can always polish them later. Then you're going to look at scheduling your content. So once your content is ready, you're going to block out 30 minutes loading everything into your scheduling tool. So whatever you're using, whether you're using Later, Hootsuite, Buffer, or you're scheduling directly on the platforms. And then you're going to pick your posting times. And you're going to double check your captions and make sure that you're mixing up your formats, some text, some images, maybe a quick video or a link to your blog. And then you hit schedule and you can breathe easy knowing that your week is covered. Okay, so let's talk about engagement and community building. And this is really something that you can set up in blocks. You can do them daily, or maybe you can set aside 2 days a week just for engagement. So we like to usually set aside 20 minutes a day, maybe even 15, whatever works for you. Or you can just say whenever you have a little downtime. And you're going to use this time to respond to comments and messages. You're going to jump into relevant online groups and interact with your network. And this is really where the magic happens. Real conversations and real connections. And please don't forget to spend some time in your direct messages. If you are reaching out to people, if people have reached out to you, make sure you're creating those conversations and building those relationships. And remember, even when your posts are scheduled, your presence should still feel personal and authentic. Okay, so let's do a quick reality check here. This is just a sample workflow. So your practice, your schedule, and your energy levels are all unique, right? So adjust these time blocks as needed. Maybe you only have 3 hours a week to do this, and that's totally okay. Maybe you want to spend a little bit more time on engagement. Go for it. The key here is to find a rhythm that works for you and stick with it, right? And here's the golden rule. Consistency beats perfection every single time. So commit to what works for you and your schedule, but try to create consistency. If you want to set the bar low at first, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe for you, it's going to be, well, I can only commit 2 hours a week to marketing. Start with that, block out your times, and just commit to those 2 hours. And then slowly build up to 3 to 4 hours to 5 hours to get this all done. And you don't need to write a viral blog every week, as I mentioned, or post on social media every single day. Just find what works for you. Show up week after week in a way that's sustainable for you, right? Because as I just mentioned, small, steady efforts add up. And before you know it, you'll have a thriving online presence and you'll still have time for your clients, your cases, and your life, of course. So grab your calendar, block out those time slots, and give this workflow a try. You might be surprised at just how much you can accomplish in under 5 hours a week. Now, if you've got a question about this episode or maybe an idea for a future one, I'd love to hear it. Just scroll to the top of this episode and hit the link that says, send us a text. It's super easy and your message might just inspire the next episode. So feel free to leave us a message and let us know what you're looking forward to next. All right. So let's break this down a little bit further. Even with the best workflow and all the right tools, obstacles are going to pop up. We know that, right? That's just life. So I want to talk about some of the most common challenges that you might face and how to really push through them without losing momentum. So first up is the classic. I don't know what to write about, right? So you're not alone. Every professional hits the wall at some point. If you find yourself staring at a blank screen, just remember that there are endless topics that you can tap into. Think about the questions your clients ask you most often. Recent changes may be in your field, or even lessons that you've learned from your own client situations. Okay, that's a great way to approach it. The next big one is I get interrupted constantly. And, we've all been there. You sit down to work on marketing and suddenly the phone rings, emails pile up, or someone pops into your office, right? And here's what helps. Just block off your batching time like it's a meeting with your most important client, because really it is. This time that you're batching or this time that you're blocking off is a time for you to understand how are you going to attract more clients? What are you going to put out there to attract more clients, to build deeper relationships, and to start building those referral partnerships? That's pretty important if you look at your marketing with that lens. So you want to silence your phone, close your email, and let your team know that you need some focus time. Okay? And if you get interrupted, don't beat yourself up. Just pick up where you left off, because progress over perfection always. Okay? And finally, I don't see results right away. And this one is a tough one because we all want instant feedback. But here's the truth. Organic marketing takes time. It's like planting seeds. So you're not going to see a garden overnight, but you keep watering, you keep showing up, and the results will come. And so you need to set realistic expectations and track your progress. Celebrate the small wins. A new follower, a thoughtful comment, a client who mentions your latest blog post. These are all wins, okay? So let's talk about staying motivated, because consistency is everything. So think about celebrating your small wins. Did you post every week this month? Awesome. That's huge. Treat yourself to that. Track your progress. Like even a simple checklist or spreadsheet can help you see how far you've come. And when you're actually tracking this and you have it on a spreadsheet or you have a checklist, you start to see progress and you're like, wow, I did all of this week. That was great. Okay, next week, maybe I'm going to try to build this one out a little bit further. Connect with others. Find a community of fellow professionals, online or in person, or whoever on the same journey, and swap ideas, share encouragement, and really keep each other accountable. And most importantly, remember your why. Marketing isn't just another task. It's just how you grow your practice, how you reach more people and make a bigger impact. Every post, every email, every connection gets you closer to helping more clients and building the business that you want. So when things get tough, and it will, come back to your why. You've got this, and I'm here cheering you every step of the way. So if you've made it this far, here's what I want you to hear loud and clear. You can do this. You don't need to be glued to your phone 24/7, and you don't need a huge marketing team to get this done. And you don't need to burn yourself out trying to be everywhere all at once. You need a plan, you need a rhythm, and you need a system that works with your life and not against it. And so I know for some of you here, you're going to need help to get this done. And that's great. But for others of you, you're going to want to do this on your own. And for those of you that want to do this on your own, there is a system that you can use to get this done. And I hope that this episode has left you with that system that you can start engaging with right away. So now the ball's in your court. This is your invitation to stop letting marketing live at the bottom of your to-do list and instead start showing up with intention, one post at a time, one email at a time, one connection at a time. Because Every time you show up consistently, all you're doing is you're building trust and you're expanding your reach. You're creating a presence that works for you, even when you're in a meeting, maybe you are in a session, or you're finally taking a well-earned break. And guess what? Your future clients, they're out there right now, scrolling, searching, and wondering if someone like you exists. And so it's going to be super important to make sure that they can find you. So you've got the tools, you've got the strategy, and now you just need the momentum. So take that next step. Start small if you have to, but please start. And remember, progress always beats perfection. I'm rooting for you, and your clients need you, and your practice deserves this. So, hey, if you've got any questions and you want to share what's working, or if you just need a little boost, scroll to the top of this episode and tap Send Us a Text. I'd love to hear from you, and you might just inspire the next episode. So until next time, keep showing up, stay consistent, and trust the process. Thanks for tuning in today, and if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes packed with actionable strategies to grow your practice. See you in the next episode.